Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where Karen mistakes an airline captain for a bellboy and then misses her flight. If it's your first time watching, please feel free to subscribe to my channel because I upload daily Reddit content. And now, without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the stories. Sorry ma'am, flight attendants are not actually airport employees. A few days ago, I was between flights in the RSW airport grabbing a cup of coffee. I am in my flight attendant uniform and I get approached every once in a while, and I do my best to be polite and help people out since most airport questions are easily answerable. A woman approached me and asked where the smoking area is. I am not a smoker and I've only been to this airport a few times, so I'm not actually sure. Me? A smoking area? I think I saw one over by the Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not sure if there's one on this side. Lady?
Way over there? That's the other side of the airport. Are you sure there's not one over here?
Me? I'm sorry ma'am, I've only been here a few times actually. I work out of Minneapolis, so this airport is pretty foreign to me. Maybe you should ask one of the gate agents or someone working at the coffee shop. I try a charming laugh. Lady?
But I'm asking you now, why can't you be helpful here?
She's getting frustrated with me. Me? Again, I don't actually work here. Us flight attendants don't actually spend a ton of time at the airports we go to. I don't know the layout. My coffee arrives and I ask the barista about smoking areas. Barista? There's a smoking area just over there. You can actually see it from where you're standing, ma'am. It's literally 50 feet away. I had not noticed it since I don't smoke. Things like this usually are not on my radar. Me? Oh, it's right there. Nice. Just for future reference, ma'am, flight attendants are not actually airport employees, so we are kind of helpless with things like this. Have a great day, alright? I'm trying to be charming. Lady?
Then why did you try to send me all the way to the other side of the effing planet, if it's right there? Whatever, learn how to do your job, a-hole.
She walks to the smoking area in a huff. The barista and I looked at each other in silence for a few seconds before sharing a quick laugh. I swear I did my best to be helpful, even though I did not actually work there. Even after explaining this, the woman insisted that I worked at the airport. Some people. Guys, by the way, what is the most confusing airport you have ever been to? For me, it's probably Beijing, because I've been there quite a few times already and it's still kind of confusing. But anyway, let's continue. You don't work here? Neither do I. It's been 10 years since I last did retail, though I spent a decent chunk of the prior 25 years in it. I am used to being mistaken for an employee. My reactions generally reflect their actions. Polite request, polite response, and rude, rude. Hardly anyone I have ever encountered persisted to the
reporting you to the supervisor
part. But Monday, I was at the Target in the next town over. My question here is, who has the more annoying customers, Walmart or Target? You decide in the comments. I am standing in the feminine hygiene aisle, marveling at all the ways pads and tampons have just exploded in variety over the past few decades, and contemplating my various options in a humorous series of texts to my husband, oblivious to the world around me as usual. Suddenly, my upper arm is grabbed hard and this lady about my age, 51, says,
I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Put down your phone and help me. I cannot find the cat food.
Grabbing me is not allowed, so my response begins with yanking my arm away and saying, touch me again and your butt will be on the ground. Got it? I don't work here, go find someone else. She continues to demand my help and I insist I don't work here. She insists I do, and finally I just turn and walk away. And she shouts after me,
I would expect it from some kid, but you're old enough to know better. I'm going to find your manager.
And snap went something in my mind. I whirl around, stalk over to her and whack my finger in her face and demand she go back in the bag and get me the larger sized tub of KY jelly. There is none out here and I need it now. She looks shocked and appalled as I say, and where are the Magnum rubbers? Go find me those and the KY jelly. She tells me not to play games with her, she knows I work here and she's going to get me fired. And I just grin and say something I've always wanted to. I know the owner. I'm going to get you and your manager fired if you don't find me my KY jelly. She shouts that she does not work here and I look her in the eye and state calmly, neither do I. and stare until she looks away and starts heading down the aisle. Not sure what the pharmacy techs thought about two middle-aged ladies standing in the middle of the feminine hygiene aisle of Target, shouting about KY jelly and threatening to have one another fired from a place. Neither of them worked, but I hope they found it as entertaining as I did. Well, that's just what I'm saying, you have to annoy Karen with the same stuff that she does. If you have watched until here, please don't forget to post some stars in the comments and leave a like on the video if you enjoy my content and you want to support me. I don't work here, lady, and no, I'm not here to babysit your kid. A playground Karen. So I live in an apartment block with my wife and kid. Down the road is a restaurant / bar / poke machine / entertainment venue. Quite large, picture the place you would take the family for cheap good meals and a beer. There is two cool things about this place. 1, you have to be a member, just sign up really, small fee. 2, for my kid, it has a playground. Given the membership deal, it's pretty much as sweet as private playground for her 80% of the time we go. It's in a closed off area and extra safe, and no way once you're in there could you run off and fall from something. I take her all the time. There's one part that is like a room at the top of one part of the playground where a few small kids could sit. So I take my kid, playing, all is well. Then this other kid pops in, I see him play on some stuff and disappear amongst the playground equipment. 20 minutes later, I hear a Karen run in, frantically looking for someone. She looks at me and asks if I have seen kid XYZ description, and I'm like, yeah, I think he's in here. Then she starts berating me. I should have told her he's been in here for so long. I scrunch my face up, all confused like, what? She then wants me to crawl through the playground to go get him from up in large room that he's probably crying up there. I said no, she gets even more furious and she said the staff here usually do so. So cue my, I don't work here, lady. You want me to supervise your kid and keep you updated on him? There's like 100 people in here right now and the sign says children must be supervised at all times. She's in the corner on the ropes, huffs and awkwardly tries to get her plus size body through the playground and fetch the kid. She comes down and said,
"You left him up there, all scared."
And I say, what lady? That's what you did. And I'm not your babysitter. How would I even know whose kid this is? There are heaps of people here. He's your responsibility. She literally turns the cheek and says,
"You're horrible."
And I say, yeah, and you're a great mom. By the way guys, I'm sorry that my voice still sounds a little weird. That's just because I have that weird blister on my tongue that makes it really difficult to pronounce some words. Excuse me for that. Lady, you need a life coach. Okay, so this happened yesterday. I thought it was worth sharing, so I'm just going to jump right in. So a little background. Back when I was in high school, I used to work as a lifeguard and occasionally teach swim lessons to some younger children at this gym in my area. It was a really nice gig, picked my own hours, got a free membership to the gym, and the deepest part of the pool was only 4 feet deep. Super easy stuff. I stopped working there about 4 years ago, yet I still maintained a membership all those years after I started working at my current company. Fast forward to today, I'm finishing up my workout and I'm walking through the pool deck to get to the sauna. While I'm walking through, I'm recognized by one of the kids I used to teach swim lessons to. He was in the water, playing in the shallow end, and his mother was sitting off to the side, looking at her phone. As soon as he saw me, he stood up, shouted my name and came running towards me for a hug. I asked him about how he had been doing, and this is when I hear this kid's crazy mom, CM, shout,
"It's about time you showed up."
Thrown off and not sure what she meant by this, I simply look at her and say, "Excuse me?" CM,
"Cut the crap, we've been waiting for about 15 minutes. His lesson was supposed to start 10 minutes ago."
At this point, it dawned on me that she actually thought I still worked there. I was honestly so surprised she thought I worked there, considering I was wearing a sweat-drenched grey t-shirt, black shorts and running shoes. The uniform for teaching swim lessons at the gym is essentially the exact same one as lifeguards, red swim trunks that say guard and a whistle around either my wrist or neck. So I politely say to her, "Ma'am, I no longer work here. I have not in 4 years. I just came here for a workout," and I pointed to my attire.
CM, "That's not true. I see you all the time here. You've taught my child a few times. Where's your supervisor?" Why are you lying to me?
Me? Once again, I have not worked here in 4 years, but I did teach your son, and that's why I said hi to him. Now, I'm just a regular customer like you. I'm just trying to work out and go home. I can give you my supervisor's number over at XYZ Inc., but I doubt he would care very much about this. At this point, I can kind of see it registering in CM's eyes, a look that looked something like, oh crap, maybe this guy actually does not work here anymore, but I need to save face. At this point, she says,
well, the least you can do is get us a few towels for our troubles. My son is going to be freezing, and I forgot to grab some on the way out here.
At this point, honestly, I'm just completely floored. Where do people like this get their sense of entitlement from? I'm trying to think of an appropriate response, and me, being the wiser as I am, offer to hand her the sweaty small little handcloth I was carrying that I used while I worked out. CM shrieked as if I was holding a dead puppy.
Get that away from me, what are you doing? Go get me some towels, you jackass.
I simply looked at her and said, lady, I'm not your errand boy. You don't talk to people you don't know like that. You don't need a lifeguard for your kid. You need a life coach for yourself. Honestly, never felt so badass in my life after saying that. I just turned around and started walking away as she yelled at me. It was like a scene from a movie where cool guys don't look at explosions. Well, if you ask me, that's exactly what you did. You did not look at Karen exploding after your statement. Airline Captain / Bellboy. Late 1980s at Denver's Stapleton. I've just commuted in from Houston, my domicile, to pick up a trip originating in Denver. Strolling down the concourse in uniform, my suitcase and chart bag in tow. And a woman loudly says,
yo bellboy, get my bags to gate 34.
And she dumps her bag in my vicinity and walks off. I consider them for a moment and also consider that I am headed for gate 34. Thoughts run through my mind, one of which was that I don't really want this woman on my flight. So I consider my options, ignore the bags and consider my happy stroll to gate 34. At some point, the woman realizes that I have ignored her request and comes jogging after me. She begins shrieking. At one point in her tirade, she bellowed,
I'm not going to tell you this again.
To which I replied, oh good, I'm glad you're not going to tell me again. Now please stop bothering me. She, of course, pursued me all the way to the gate, curiously leaving her luggage in the middle of the concourse. I was greeted by the gate agent and asked her to unlock the jetway for me so I could get down to the airplane. As she headed for the jetway, shrieking lady grabbed her by the arm and yelled,
you're not going to let the damn bellboy escape. He left my bags. I want him fired.
Gate agent smiled happily and said, Captain, do you want to deny boarding to this individual? I replied, yes, safety of flight, irrational, possibly intoxicated. Gate agent said, I will call security and I will do paperwork. Have a nice flight. And the last story we have today is gonna be from Jennifer, Ever44 on our own subreddit r/ripe stories. It's titled, Entitled Man Wants to Make Up His Own Prices. However, this is not gonna be really concerned with I Don't Work Here Lady. I'm addicted to the ripe story time, so for my first post I thought I would offer it to you and your viewers, hoping you get some enjoyment out of it. It was not enjoyable at the time. This story took place sometime back in summer 2K13. Characters are EM Entitled Man, SW Silent Wife and Me for Me. I was working while taking a break from college. BA degrees can get exhausting. I did not have much experience since I was young, so I went sort of door to door in my local town. I settled on the first place that hired me, which was a complete dump. Out of date, train wreck. It was a magnet for entitled customers. This store would have a dot sale and the pink dot on the price tag meant an item was 95% off. As you can imagine, it was like Black Friday every month on Pink Dot Day. A man and his wife, maybe early 30s, had been waiting in line for 20 minutes. This is not their fault, but the store's, old equipment, not enough staff and registers, etc. We did everything manually and the receipt took a solid 5 minutes to print. I had just finished helping the customer in front of me and I pulled my Carmex chapstick out of my apron and applied a couple of swipes to my chapped lips, then promptly returned it to my apron. Me, hello sir. EM,
doing your makeup in the middle of this effing circus instead of helping customers.
I was so shocked, my mouth kind of sat open for a second before I could respond. Me, my lips were chapped, I apologize, was all I could force out. EM put a crapload of clothes on the counter. I start scanning and bagging their items, noticing the majority had the pink sticker and other discount colored stickers such as 60% off, blue sticker, and at this point some of you may know what store this is. Tell me in the comments what store it could be and you get a ripe cookie. Me, sir, I'm not seeing a tag on this dress. Would you like me to locate a duplicate dress to get the correct price and SKU number and then I can make up a new tag for you? EM,
that dress is 95% off. Ring it up. We are in a hurry and we've been waiting 20 minutes in this ridiculous line.
He had been waiting 20 minutes, so I did not want him and his wife to wait much longer. Me, I know where this dress is located. May I run to the dress rack? It will take me only a moment and then I will be able to make a tag in case you have any issues / need to return it in 30 days. EM,
are you an idiot? I can see why you work here. The dress is 95% off. That is the rack it was on. Ring it up, girl.
There is no 95% off rack. I see behind me that 15 people were in line. I looked over to my coworker on the next register, motioned that I needed to go to the back. She gave me a quick nod. She was swamped too. Me, it is policy that I find the correct tag. Would you like to come with me to the dress rack to find the tag? I cannot ring this dress up without a tag. EM,
fine, but this is ridiculous.
We enter the dress rack. This is the only area with dresses in the store. The entire rack was practically bare except the hideous dresses that belonged in the trash, looming alone with a couple other randoms. The matching dress was not on the rack. None of the dresses on this rack were discounted. EM,
do you see now? The dress is 95% off.
Me, these dresses are not discounted. Unfortunately, I cannot find the identical dress. Store policy is that I must find the identical tag / SKU for the dress you would like to purchase. In the case that the exact item is not available, the closest item suffices. All these dresses are $19.99, so per policy, the dress you are holding is $19.99. This seriously was policy. EM,
are you effing kidding me? I'm not paying $20 for this. I want to speak with your manager immediately.
Me, sir, I apologize, but the manager is not on duty. I would be happy to get your corporate number or the time my manager will be in, but I cannot sell this dress for 95% off. This was a very well made quality dress, by the way. It was probably $40. EM,
no, you're going to give me this dress for 95% off. I'm going to get you fired.
At this point, the interaction has been going on for so long, I was so exhausted and I wanted this prick out of my face. I grabbed one of the $20 dresses, made a new tag and discounted it 95%. We walked back up to the counter, I rang up the dress and apologized for the inconvenience. Entitled man is for once silent, but has that smirk of righteousness indignation on his face and a shit-eating smirk coupled with perked back and crossed arms. Looking back at his wife, who has had no expression the entire time, I wondered if she had a soul. Alright guys, that's all the content I have for you today. Thank you for submitting your stories to r/ripestories. I'm very happy to read them, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to support me. So I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you again tomorrow.